everybody, my name is Erica. I'm an SAT tutor, and today we're going to be doing this problem over here. We're going to do by hand first, and then we're going to do it in Desmos. So if you already know how to do by hand, just skip to the Desmos part, but let's jump right into it. This is an algebra problem, so from the domain algebra. The skill here is linear equations in two variables. If you don't know the domain and the skill, when you do your practice SAT, they're going to give you 4 domains, and they're going to rank how well you did in each domain. Within each domain, there's different skills, okay? This particular one is linear equations in 2 variables, and it happens to be the hard problems. There's 3 levels of difficulty: easy, medium, hard. This here is a hard question. Okay, let's jump into the problem. So the table gives coordinates of 2 points on a line in the xy plane. The y-intercept of the line is k minus 7, comma b, where k and b are constants. What is the value of b? And then we have a little table here. By the way, this problem here is very, very similar to a digital SAT problem. I just couldn't copy it because of copyrights. Okay, I couldn't do that. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So first thing to note is that when we are looking for a y-intercept, so it says here, let me highlight it, the y-intercept of the line is blah, blah, blah. Now, when we're trying to solve for a y-intercept, what we typically want to do is equal x to 0. Okay, keep that in mind. It's really important for the SAT. Additionally, kind of side note, if you're looking for the x-intercept of something, you're going to equal y to 0, okay? So you equal the opposite variable to 0, all right? But here, we're not doing that. So let's pull out this coordinate for the y-intercept. So k minus 7, comma b, we're going to equal x to 0. So it has to eventually be like this, correct? Because the y-intercept, we're going to equal x to 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to do k minus 7 equals 0. We're going to solve for k, and k is going to equal 7. Okay, so we found one little thing that's going to help us. Let's make it pink, of course. Okay, we have that. Now let's jump on over to our table over here. Okay, so we're going to plug in 7 in our table. So we're going to end up with this right here. We're going to have 7. So 7 plus 3 is what? 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be 10. And then over here, 3, negative 6. Oh my goodness, this thing. So those are our new points. So these are essentially coordinate points on a line, okay? So for example, it's going to be 7, comma 3, and 10, comma negative 6. Now, what are we looking for in the first place? We're looking for the value of b. We're looking for the y-intercept. So what we're essentially going to end up doing, let me make some room, is we're going to be creating a linear equation. So that's y equals mx plus b. So we're building an equation, y equals mx plus b. So how can we find m? How can we find the slope? One of the ways is by using the slope equation. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This equation, in my opinion, you should memorize, okay? It's really important to memorize this one for the test. The way this works, and if you guys want me to do a slower video talking about this equation because it's a really important equation, let me know and I'll do that. But we're just going to pull the points from our coordinates. So y2, we can pick either one to be like 1 or 2. Let's make this one, let's do this point 1 and this point 2. So for y2, we're going to have negative 6 minus y1, which is going to be 3, x2, which is going to be 10, minus x1, which is going to be 7. Okay, so 6 minus 3, so negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. And then 10 minus 7, so 7, 8, 9, 10, that's going to be 3. And then 3 goes into 9, 3, 6, 9, 3 times, so that's going to be a negative 3. So we're going to have m, the slope, equals negative 3. So let's rewrite our equation now with our new slope, like so. Okay, move this, there we go. So now what do we do? Okay, so for this x and this y, what we're going to want to do is plug in points, coordinate points into those variables, so then we can solve for b. And let's do that. Let me scoot everybody over. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to put some points in here. So let's move this up so we have space. Okay, we can pick either point. I'm just going to pick this first one, 7, comma 3. Okay, so 3, and 3 is that y coordinate of this point. equals -3 times 7 plus b, okay? And we're going to solve for b, which is going to be our y-intercept. -21 plus b, we're going to add 21 to both sides. That's going to give us, this goes to 0, right? So that's going to be b on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, it's going to be 24, and that is our answer. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions about how to do this by hand in the comment section. And now let's jump over to Desmos, and I'll show you how to quickly do this one in Desmos. Okay guys, welcome to Desmos. This is the link you'll find in the description box below. What you're going to want to do is click choose assessment, type in SAT, click the first one, it's College Board, it has the digital, and then you say graphing calculator. This is just going to be the version that Desmos uses for the SAT. Okay, there's lots of different versions of Desmos. Click start practice, and now we're going to get going. Whenever I see a table personally, I just type it up in Desmos, okay? So since we see a table, what you're going to want to do is type out table. When you push E, it's going to populate a table. The thing to know about the table is that it's going to say X sub 1, all right? Just keep this in mind. Anytime you want to refer to the table, you have to type X sub 1 or Y sub 1 because that's what the column is, okay? If you type in X or Y, Desmos has no idea what you're talking about, okay? So now let's just plug in the values. Desmos is going to get a little angry with these K's because it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't just randomly put letters in here and not tell me what they are. But we will tell Desmos what it is. So if you hover over, it says too many variables, try defining K. Chill out, we're going to define K. K equals whatever. Just put in whatever, okay? It doesn't matter. We're going to be moving it around anyways with this slider. Next step is we're going to do the squiggle thing, okay? Because right now, Desmos has plotted these points. These are the points that are in this graph right here. But there's no connection. There's random points. So what we want to do is connect these points into a linear equation. The way we do that is through the squiggle thing. I don't actually know what it's called, but we're going to call it the squiggle thing. So we're going to do y sub 1, remember, because we're referring to this table here, y sub 1, we're going to do the squiggle. The squiggle is above the tab button on your keyboard. I can't show you the keyboard in Desmos because of the way my screen is, but if you click the keyboard in Desmos, I believe you click ABC, the capital ABC, a different keyboard will pop up, and it's somewhere along the bottom. It's just a squiggle, okay? It should be there. But if not, on your actual keyboard, it's above the tab button. So you're going to do this y sub 1 equals mx sub 1 plus b. You're making a linear equation, and look at that. It connected these two lines, okay? And whenever you move this, it's going to move the table, or sorry, the line. I highly recommend to study for the SAT with Desmos. Practice using Desmos. Play around with Desmos. See what happens when you change certain things, okay? Because that way, when you see a new problem on the SAT, you already know how to manipulate Desmos, not just like copy people on YouTube. You actually know how to use the program, okay? So anyways, that's all there, but that doesn't help us with the actual problem. Now in the question, it gave us a coordinate point for the y-intercept for b, and we have to find b. So in Desmos, we're just going to plug in that point, k minus 7, comma, b, close parentheses. This is going to be our y-intercept, okay? Let me scroll out, try to find it. There it is. So I put it way down here. Now watch, when I move this, the y-intercept also moves, okay? Now, what we want to do, because the y-intercept belongs on the y-axis, we're going to bring it all the way to the y-axis. Now, when we do this, notice that it's also when the line touches it. And that's going to be our answer. This is the, we got to move it back a little bit. Whoa, there we go. So the line and the point, this coordinate point, intersect at 24. And that was the answer that we found, that we wrote down, 24. And so that's how you use Desmos to solve this equation. Like I said, highly recommend playing around with Desmos. Try solving different problems on your own with Desmos. Just mess around with it and see what happens, see how things change, so that when you're on the SAT, even if it's a brand new problem you've never seen before in your life, you can use Desmos to kind of figure it out, okay? The link to this is going to be in the description box. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. My voice is about to go out in a second, so I gotta go. But if you guys want any tutoring, I do online SAT tutoring, so you can find the link to that in the description box below. Okay, have a good night and good luck studying.